like stunning, I like shining, I like $1 million deals. Where's my pen? Bitch, I'm signing. I like those Balenciagas, the ones that look like socks. I like going to the Tula. I put rocks all in my watch. I like Texas from my exes when they want a second chance. I like moving wrong. I do what they say I can't. They call me Cardi, Cardi, banging body, spicy mommy, hot tamale, hotter than a Somali. Ferrari, hop up the stoop, jump in the coupe, big dip on top of the roof, flexing on as hard as I can, eating halal, driving a lamb. So that bitch, I'm sorry though. Got my coins like Mario. Yeah, they call me Cardi B. I run this like cardio. I'm in district in the chain. Certified, you know I'm gang, 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 gang. Drop the top and blow the brand. Oh, he's so handsome, what's his name? I need the dollars to change. Beat it up like piñata. Tell the jobs, close the curtains. Bad chicks make you nervous.
Chambean, chambean, pero no jalan. Tú compras todas las Jordan, a mí me las regalan. I spend in the club, what you have in the bank. This is the new religion bank, el latino gang. Yeah, está toda servieta, pero es que en el closet tengo mucha grasa. Ya mudé la Gucci pa' dentro de casa, yeah. A ti no te conocen ni en plaza. El diablo me llama, pero Jesucristo me abraza. Guerrero como Eddie, que viva la raza, yeah. Me gustan boricua, me gustan cubana. Me gusta el acento de la colombiana. Como me ve la dominicana. Lo rico que me chingue la venezolana. Andamos activos, perico pim pim. Billetes de 100 en el maletín. Que retumbe el bajo y Valentín, yeah. Aquí prohibido amar, dile charitín. Que per pico le tengo claritín. Yo llego a la disco y se forma el motín.
I'm in district in the chain. Certified, you know I'm gang, 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 gang. Drop the top and blow the brand. Oh, he's so handsome, what's his name? I need the dollars to change. Beat it up like piñata. Tell the jobs, close the curtains. Bad chicks make you nervous.
Como Celia Cruz tengo el azúcar. Tú que va medio y se fue de pecho como Ginny Luca. Te vamos a tumbar la peluca y arranca pa'l carajo. Que a ti no te va a pasar la boca. Mi Terry Valenciaga me reciben en la entrada. Para, sí, like I'm Lady Gaga. Y no te me hagas, que en cover de vivo tú has visto mi cara. No salgo de tu mente, donde quiera que viajes, he escuchado mi gente. Ya no soy high, soy como el testa rosa. Soy el que se la vive y también el que la goza. Cosa, es la cosa, mami es la cosa. El que mira sufre y el que toca goza. I said I like it like that.
I said I like it like that.
I said I like it like that.
I said I like it like that. I'm in district in the chain. Certified, you know I'm gang. Drop the top and blow the brand. Oh, he's so handsome, what's his name?
Good morning, guys. You know, one of the things that has become really apparent to me when I talk to friends and people and tell them what I'm doing, I'm writing my book, I'm on this path of infinite mind wealth, and I want to try to be on it for myself and help others for the rest of my life and live in service of that. The first thing and the thing that I hear most often people say is it's hard. It's hard. That's what I hear all the time. But I never hear them say it's impossible, because deep down inside, we know it is possible. And so here's the thing I've learned, and I hope this saves you more time than I've put into this, because I've been studying personal growth and development for years, trying to work on controlling my mind. And I'm still on that path each and every day, and I want to openly share it with you. But one thing that made all the difference and is still making all the difference for me is you have to believe that you're worth it. You are worth it. Your true worth is your mind wealth, your freedom and happiness. Have a great day, everybody.
All right, there are very concrete habits that you can use, that I have used. Once you get your mind in the right place, once you believe that it can happen, this is what I did. I worked out. Why? Because it helped me gain control of my mind. One, it was micro credibility with myself every day. I said I was going to do something, I did it. Two, when you're suffering and you're willing to fight through it, you tell yourself a story that you're willing to pay the price to become what you want to become. And also, and this may be the most important reason each and every one of you should start working out, and it has nothing to do with living longer, because we could get hit by a meteorite, who knows? So I'm not even worried about that, but I am worried about this. When you watch your body transform, you get the loudest signal from your subconscious that you can change, that you can change anything you want, that you can change your bicep, your tricep, your quad, whatever it is that you want. Something that you literally could not do the day before, you can do today. And your mind sees that that's true. Your mind sees that something you couldn't pick up yesterday, you can pick up today. And it begins to ask itself, well, if that's possible, then what else is possible? Now, for me, finding my center was also a very important thing. So I work out first. The next thing I do without fail is meditate. I do a just breathe meditation where I'm simply trying to calm my mind. Then I do what I call thinkitating. During meditating, I get into an alpha wave state brain pattern, which enhances creativity and unique connections. I'm not worried about whether I'll ever think a unique thought. I am simply interested in the unique connections that I will make that no one else before me or after me will ever make, because their circumstances are different than mine. And that, to me, is what makes each of us a beautiful snowflake, is we're all going to make connections that other people might not make. And so during thinkitating, I take advantage of a problem I'm trying to solve. I smash it together with my alpha wave state, and I see what comes out of it. I read obsessively, because I believe in one simple math equation: ideas in equal ideas out. And then I keep a list of the most important things I'm trying to accomplish. If you're trying to become something, you need to know what that something is.
You are what you consistently do. The difference between where you are right now and where you want to be is what are you consistently doing every single day. Your habits will determine your ultimate success. One of the reasons why I've had so much success on YouTube is because I just keep making videos. It's a habit. It's burned into my calendar. Every week I am making videos. I film. I'm here making this content for you guys now. I'm making more videos, more videos, more videos, more videos. It's consistently been a part of my routine for over a decade. If you do something every single week or more frequent for a decade, you're going to get some serious results. You'd have to be just absolutely terrible to not get any results if you are doing something every single week or more frequently for a decade. Most people don't want to put in the work, and I get it. And that can be frustrating. It can be slow. We want the instant results. And it's hard to shift the identity, your identity at the beginning, because your habits of not doing something or your current habits that you are doing are stronger than the new habit that you're trying to build. So for me, not to make a video would be so foreign, so weird. I've made videos through all sorts of crisis and tragedies and injuries. The only time when I didn't make videos was when my dog died. When my family dog died, it was on video day, and I just couldn't bring myself to making the videos. This was the only week where I like 0, I can't do it. We have to do something else. But I've made videos through vacations. I've made videos through breaking my neck. I've made videos through everything, every tragedy that's happened, every negative, every stress, every frustration. I've found a way to make videos. It's so a part of me now, not because I'm superhuman or extra special, just because I put the repetition in. Now, a new habit that I'm trying to build is swimming. The pool just opened back up in my place, and I've gone swimming every day for the past 2 weeks, week and a half. I've been going swimming, and it's so fun. It's so freeing. I go for my swim. I could only do 20 lengths of the pool. Now I'm up to 40, and I'm getting better at it. And I just feel so good. You swim, you have a shower, and then like, oh, my body feels amazing right now. But it's still a new habit, right? I'm still trying to develop it. If I were to go and fly to a speaking gig and then come back, I would have to force myself to get back into, swimming. That's what I'm supposed to do in the morning. I got to go swimming. Right. I'd have to set up reminders, have to put it in my calendar. But making videos is so ingrained because it's lasted so long as I've done it. It feels super weird. If I left YouTube or sold my channel or whatever, like, what do I do now? I don't even know what to do anymore because making videos has become part of my identity. You too can change your identity. You too can start to develop the habits that will help take you to accomplishing your goals. I want to give 3 quick tips that I think will help you. Step number 1 is to get really clear on what the habit is that you want to develop. Don't pick 20 different habits that you would want to do all at once. This is where we struggle because we take on way too much. Like, okay, that's it. I'm done. I'm rolling up my sleeves. It's time to change my life. I've had it. I've had enough. I'm going to change everything. I'm going to work out, and I'm going to eat well, and I'm going to make content. I'm going to grow my business. I'm going to find a girlfriend. I'm going to, like, whatever the thing is, you come with 20 different habits that you're going to do. And guess what? You do it tomorrow, maybe, and then it becomes too overwhelming, too much change all at once. Your life just takes over and you end up back down in the hole where you started. Has that happened? Have you tried to take on too much at once? What is the single most important habit that you need to start to build? That if you look back in a year, you could say, I'm so happy that I built this one habit because it's helping you accomplish your goals. What is the most important habit? It could be waking up at a certain time. It could be taking care of your mind. It could be taking care of your body. It could be putting in a certain amount of work on your business. It could be writing your book. It could be making 100 videos. Like, what is the one habit that you want to start to build that if that one thing happened, your entire life starts to change? It's the cornerstone habit. That you start doing that, because I guarantee you, listen, if you start waking up at a certain time, or you start working out, you can pick any of them. You start doing one of those things that you're proud of yourself for doing it. Other things start to change in your life around you. Because when you feel really proud of yourself, when you feel good about yourself, other things start to improve too. Because if you were, say your goal is to make 100 videos next year. Okay, so every 3 days you're making a video. And that's impossible. You've never done that, and that sounds crazy, and it's way too big. And then you start to do it. You start to actually build the momentum. You start to actually make the content. You say, like, okay, well, what else can I do? You know what? I want to start working on my health. It's just going to happen naturally. You want to find a relationship, people will gravitate towards you because now all of a sudden you're a lot more confident, a lot more proud. That's magnetic energy that people want to be around. So you pick the one habit that you want to stay consistent on. And then you start doing that work, not being stressed out about having too many habits all at once and the whole thing fails. Okay? Step number 2, you have to schedule it. You have to put it in your calendar. Schedule it. It will not just happen. These videos are happening for me right now. It's in my schedule. I booked time for it. I have swimming in my schedule. That's even more important in my calendar. So today at 5 o'clock, I'm going to go swimming. It's in my calendar. I booked it because otherwise other stuff could come in. Maybe I get on a roll on making videos, or maybe somebody messages me and I have to deal with it. Something else will always come up. Something else will always come up, right? Stuff always comes up. And we let that be an excuse for you not to take action. You block it off. You put it in your calendar. Show yourself when, right? Which day of the week are you actually going to be doing this thing? Or which time of day are you actually going to be doing this thing? And start to teach yourself that this gets done. That when you Put less things in your calendar, right? Put less things in your calendar and make sure that they get done, because you can put stuff in. How many times have you put stuff in your calendar and then it didn't get done, right? Does that happen to you? Don't worry about that. Less things in your calendar. But when you put it in, it gets done. Again, this is building the identity. It's you starting to trust yourself that when you say something's going to happen, that it happens, and not just happens one-off, but it happens consistently. So if you've got holidays coming up or vacation coming up, and your goal is still to do videos or swimming or write a page for your book or whatever it is that is part of your goals, plan your calendar. Show yourself what time. Okay, you know you're traveling tomorrow. Okay, are you going to do it before you travel? You're going to do it while you're on the plane? You're going to do it when you land in the city? And what's realistic? Are you going to be doing a 16-hour flight with 2 stopovers and then be exhausted when you land, and that's when you're going to do your workout? Right? Like, maybe work out in the morning. Like, just think about your day that's coming ahead of you and schedule that thing in. Because again, when you can stay consistent on it, that's when everything starts to change. And then number 3 is get a community. Doing something difficult and doing something brand new is really, really, really hard to do by yourself. It's not impossible. It's not that you can't do it, but we are community people. Like, humans are, even me, who's introverted and shy and I don't need a lot of friends, it's always more fun doing something with somebody. Knowing that tonight at 5, Nina's going swimming with me, I'm more likely to show up because Nina's there too. It's going to be a lot more fun because Nina's there too. Get somebody to be an accountability partner for you. Join a Discord group or a Facebook group that are talking about these things, so that you don't feel like you're the only person going through this. Because when you have a down day, when you have a bad moment, when you're tired, when you had a rough sleep, when you got terrible news, it's easy to fall right back down to the habits that you've been consistently working on, the negative habits you've been building up over your lifetime, instead of defaulting back to the positive ones that you want to start to build. The difference between where you are right now and where you want to be are the habits you consistently do. You are what you consistently do. You eat 1 chocolate bar, it's fine, as long as you're consistently eating really well. But if you eat really well only one day and you're eating chocolate bars every day, then guess what's going to happen to your health? You are what you consistently do, and you can change it. You can change it. Where you are right now does not have to be where you are in 1 year if you put the habits in place, if you consistently schedule them in, and you get a community to help you so you're not doing this alone. Also, to make sure you're actually taking action after watching this video, I've designed a special free worksheet just for this video. The worksheet will highlight all of the lessons learned in this video, as well as pull out our 3 favorite learnings and quotes that will inspire you to actually do something. The worksheet will also give you space to write down what your key takeaways are and your specific plan of action to make sure you're getting results. If you want the worksheet designed specifically for this video, absolutely for free, there's a link in the description below. Go click on it and start building the momentum in your life and your business. I'll see you there.
Comienzo un nuevo día y estoy bien. Me fluye la energía más de 100, nada me detiene. Soy un ganador. Camino para adelante como un tren. Muchas en mi vida no se ven. La vida me ha vuelto loco y soñador. Me enfrento a cada reto sin temer. Procuro ser mejor que el día de ayer. Esa es mi bandera. Esa es mi misión. Reparto buena vibra por doquier. Mi vida es un derroche de placer, por eso la bailo como esta canción. Así es mi vida, es que así es mi vida. No hay nada de malo, para lo malo aquí no hay cabida. Así es mi vida, sin temer. Procuro ser mejor que el día de ayer, esa es mi bandera, esa es mi misión. Reparto buena vibra por doquier, mi vida es un derroche de placer, por eso la bailo como esta canción. Así es mi vida, es que así es mi vida. No hay nada de malo, para lo malo aquí no hay cabida. Así es mi vida, es que así es mi vida. No pienso en problemas porque bailando todo se olvida. Esta fue la vida que a mí me tocó. Es que así es mi vida, resto vivo yo. Fresco, fresco. Así es mi vida, es que así es mi vida. No hay nada de malo, para lo malo aquí no hay cabida. Así es mi vida, es que así es mi vida. No pienso en problemas porque bailando todo se olvida. Dale mensaje, vamos a llevar cometas. Uy, cállate que hay mucha gente teniendo ropa. Tan visajoso, ¿no? Ponte una piña. ¿Sí oíste? Mira, ve. Tal visaje. Ahora te conocí en Palmira, ¿eh?
Feel the power of your determination taking control of your breathing. Feel the power of your presence, your gift right now in this moment. Now think about you doing your best today on all the exercises we do together in the gym of life. See, we are so powerful, we get to think, create, imagine in our minds, and make real in the world. And that goes with everything. The way we do our exercises to the best of our ability is the same way we can do anything to the best of our ability. All right, good morning, determination. How's everyone today? Here we are again, another day in the gym of life. Again, circumstances may not be ideal. Perhaps this is not exactly where we want to be right now, but we're going to make the best of it. So let's do this together. Here we go. When I say go, we're going to start jogging on the spot. Or if you want, you can simply do your best walk on the spot. Okay, here we go together. And go. Always doing our best with whatever we got, whatever we've been given. The gym of life is everywhere, never ends. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whatever your situation is, if you're here right now watching this video, we are together, we are united, mind and body. Let's feel that body warming up, the blood starting to flow. Keep going, almost there. And stop. All right. Walking back and forth, side to side, within the space that you have, or simply walking on the spot if that's all the space you have. Again, feel the power of you regaining control of your breathing. Showing your body who's boss. Showing your mind who's boss. The way we take control of that breathing, same way we can take control of our lives. One breath at a time, one thought at a time. All right, everyone, let's do some shoulder rolls. Here we go. Shoulder rolls, 10 forward. And backwards. Once again, feel the pure joy of you, your presence, your being, right here, right now. Feel the gratitude that you can show for being able to move your body. All right, arm circles forward, 10 forward. And backwards. Okay, hands on our hips, bend our knees, and let's side stretch. 5 on each side. Keep those knees bent. Alright, and let's twist our bodies. 5 on each side again. Feet flat on the floor. Just twisting our hips. Alright, let's do 5 push-ups, everyone. That's 5 push-ups, here we go. If you gotta keep your knees down on the ground, you can do that. Okay, 5 sit-ups. Alright, let's do 5 squats. Here we go. Best 5 squats ever. All the way down, all the way up. Good. All right, let's do lunges. 3 on each side. Arms out. Okay. Let's do 10-second planks. Belly's knees off the ground. Very good, everyone. Excellent. And stand up. And let's reach for the ceiling or the sky, wherever we are. Here we go. On your toes. Hold it for 10 seconds. Feel the power of you reaching. Doing your best, no matter what. All right. And let's reach for our toes. Straight knees. Again, it's okay if you don't touch your toes, just reach safely without hurting yourself. You should just feel a pull. You shouldn't feel pain. Okay, come on back up. And let's work on our balance. Grab one leg, find that balance, bend the other knee if you have to, and pull back your heel towards your bottom. Pull that thigh back. Hold it for 10 seconds. Feel the power of you finding your balance right now. And switch. The other one. Feel the power of all of us together in this moment, united, doing our best together on these stretches and exercises. All right, and switch. This time hug your knee, the other side. And work hard to find that balance. Think about what you're doing. Hold it there for 10 seconds. Okay, and switch, the other one. Again, bend the other knee as you pull one up and hug the one knee. Okay, good. All right, and let's sit down. Let's do our V-shaped stretch by reaching for the floor as far away from your body as you can. Hold it for 10. And reach for one side. Hold it there. Switch the other side. Okay, feet together and gently push knees down to your elbows. Hold it. And enjoy fully the process of what we're doing. Working on our body and working on our mind. Every movement. Okay, one leg forward, one leg back. Keep the knee on the ground, go as far back as you can. And switch, other side. As far back as you can, hold that knee down. Always reach. Going for a little bit more than you did last time. Alright, okay, and legs crossed. Actually, before we do that, let's roll onto our bellies. And let's push the floor and look up at the sky or ceiling. Hold it for 10. Here we go. Alright, and now legs crossed, back straight, eyes closed. Focused on our breathing. Tapping into that power. That power to see first in your mind what you want to bring out into the world. That's our determination, our greatest power ever. Always available to us. So right now I'm going to see myself doing the best I can to hold the plank position for one song, and then the best I can to hold my side plank positions for the rest of the other song. 2 songs today for me. What about you? What are you going to see in your mind? What exercise are you going to visualize right now? You visualize yourself doing your best dance, your best jog, your best squats, your best sit-ups, your best jumping jacks, whatever it is. See in your mind right now before you bring it out into the world. Okay, here I go, plank position, holding it as long as I can. Here we go. What about you? What are you working on right now? Whatever you're doing, do it to the best of your ability and feel the joy. Feel the power of you loving what you're doing right now. That's why I love the gym of life. It goes wherever we go. Whether we're at school, whether we're at work, at home, we have that power. We have that power to control our minds, to do our best on whatever it is we're doing. Whether it's a plank, whether it's sitting down, your legs crossed, your back straight, meditating, whether it's reading a book, whether it's being your best, kind to your friends, your family, do it with everything you got, every part of your being. You were born to do that. No matter what's going on around you, you control what goes on inside your mind, and therefore what goes on in your body. Always remember your breathing. Control your breathing. I love the joy of feeling that moment when it comes, when my body wants to quit, when the discomfort is getting to be too much. And then I stand in that space, I get to determine. I get to choose. I get to make the winning choice. That's determination. To keep going as much as I can, a little bit more than last time. I feel my muscles achy, trembling. But I get to choose. No, I get to determine. I get to make the winning choice of not giving up, no matter what. And if I do choose and lose, I give up, I get to come back again and again, every single time. It's the same power you have. We all have. No matter what. Alrighty. Proud of my effort there. Next song, we're going to hold the side plank position for one side and then side planks for the other side. So we're in a moment. How about you? You proud of your effort so far? Keep going, everybody. Keep going. Keep moving. Moving is winning. Doing our best is winning. Wherever we are, whatever we're doing. That's the gym of life. Here we go. You can feel free to do what I'm doing, or again, if you want to decide to do something else, something that you want to improve on from last time, an exercise, whatever it is, keep doing it, keep going, do your best, try to do a little bit better than last time. That's your determination. You get to use it wherever you go, wherever you are. You get to determine, you get to win, make the winning, accurate, kind, peaceful, loving, positive choice to keep going, to keep finding out how unlimited you really are. I'm just trying to hold my my body in a plank position with my one elbow down, other arm on the side of my body, and I'm trying to make sure that I'm lifted off the ground. The other side too. That'll be my exercise for today. How about you? Keep going, whatever you're doing. If you're dancing, you're doing jumping jacks, doing push-ups, sit-ups, squats, whatever it is, keep going. Other side now. Gotta hold it for the duration of the song. If not, I'm gonna keep going. Even if I fall down or stop, get right back up and keep going. Always do my best, always seeking and striving for my best, for our best. The more I do my best, the more I believe others around want to do their best. And that goes for you. That's how powerful we are. You do your best right now, wherever you are, whatever exercise you're doing, that's the same process that other people can be inspired by. Really simple. live. Be your best. Be your true being. Don't let negativity, don't let fear, don't let the pain, the discomfort stop you forever. Keep going. Find out your pure joy, your happiness. All through your body and your mind, together as one. Song's not over. Gotta get back up, gotta keep going. Let's do the other side. You too, keep going until the music stops. Don't stop, keep going. All right, excellent job. And let's bring it back. Let's connect our breathing. Body to our mind, to our energy. To our energy of determination. That's right. We determine. We don't choose and lose, give up, believe lies, give in to fear. We don't do that. We don't give in to anxiety, stress, things that are not the truth of who we are. The way you did your best today, whatever exercises, stretches you chose to do, it's the same process you get to use here, now, wherever you go. Gym of life. You get to grow your mind. You get to grow your mind health and your mind wealth. It's all possible if you determine, make the winning choice to be kind, to be peaceful, caring, loving, appreciative, grateful for everything you have here and now. I'm so grateful for my breath right now. I'm so grateful for you. I'm so grateful for our being, what we all truly are. I'm proud of my effort today, and I hope you are proud of yours. Because that effort, that process, that determination you use, it's available to you all the time. It's your greatest gift. So don't ever give up on using your determination to be your true, kind, positive, loving self. To control your own mind, no matter what is going on inside of it. You are infinitely intelligent, powerful beyond measure. And you get to work now more than ever. Your own mind, your own body, your own energy. Making yourself better now so that you can be better forever. I love you, everyone. Have a great week. Have a great day. Enjoy your life every moment, no matter what. We are united always. Love you guys. Morning, guys. Today in our top 10 rules for success journey, Robert Kiyosaki shares his 10th rule, which stands out for me, and that is don't save money, hedge it. So what does that mean? So all of us have a tendency to want to save money. We view that, or most of us view that as the path to attaining monetary wealth. He asks us to reverse it. So we have to think of hedging it. What does that mean? That means for him, when he's investing, he puts what he calls a stop loss. So when it gets to a certain point where his asset's not making money, he'll stop it. So I want us to apply this in our life. I view us as human investment machines in the decision making we make. So when you make a decision today, think about the positive return on it. If it doesn't provide any positive return, or there's no hope for it, then don't make that decision. Make a different one. I hope this helps everybody. Have a great day.
As Daniel Pink said, people fail to achieve mastery not because they aren't talented, but because they aren't disciplined. The wonderful news about the human condition is you can get good at anything that you set your mind to. It's just not going to be easy, and it's not going to be fast. But the willingness to put in that work is what's going to separate you from everybody else, and I'm begging you to see yourself right now, today, as average, as no better than anyone else. But I beg you, with more force than I know how to convey with this language, to see yourself as malleable, to see yourself as capable of becoming anything you want to become truly extraordinary, if you can find within yourself the discipline to stick with it long enough. And as Steve Martin said, perseverance is a great substitute for talent. Everybody wants to talk about who's talented. Everybody looks at the person with innate talent as if they have something magical. But to me, it's a gift, it's a handout, it's a freebie. It hasn't been earned. And no matter what it is, it's only the beginning. Even somebody that has talent, even if you get an early win, if you let somebody outwork you, if you let somebody who has more perseverance, more grit than you, then they are going to outperform you on a long enough timeline. The only thing I can guarantee is you will be outworked by somebody unless you pour your heart and soul into getting great. If you don't take days off, if you put yourself into it as if your life depended on it, when you act like that, then you've got a chance to be great. And as Robert Horry said, pressure can bust pipes, but it can also make diamonds. You've got to want that pressure. You've got to want things to be hard. You can't seek out the easy life. You can't just hope and pray that you can uncover inside of you some talent that's laid dormant that you didn't know about that's going to let things be easy for you. Don't want the easy. Want the hard. Want the pressure. Want the thing that's going to turn you into something. Because when it's easy, you don't work for it. When it's easy, you don't push. When it's easy, you get surpassed by the person who has to give it their all, who's prepared to do blood, sweat, and tears in order to become that thing that they want to be so badly because they are so angry that they were never given anything. And with that chip on their shoulder, they're determined to become anything that they set their mind to. So whether you have talent, whether you don't, the only thing that matters is, will you persevere? Will you stick with it long enough to get great?
Need motivation? Watch a Top 10 with Believe Nation.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and I make these videos because you are probably the most ambitious person in your circle, but you know you're capable of more. And you get that push by surrounding yourself with the best. So today, let's learn from one of the best, Tom Bilyeu, and my take on his top 10 rules of success. Enjoy.
Hey, what's up? My friend Kalakanai here, and welcome to
Rule number 2, enjoy the process.
Some things you build whether you can control the outcome or not. Sometimes it's the process that is the thing that's meant to be enjoyed. It's the process that you're meant to invest in. And rather than always thinking about the goal, the outcome, or what you're going to get out of something, focus on the something. Focus on the part of it that you can control, because you can't always control the outcome. You can't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Tomorrow's not guaranteed to any of us, and yet we all act. And yet we create momentum in our lives when we're at our best. But we do that not because we can control every aspect. We do that because we accept that there are things that we cannot control. And as Steve Maraboli said, incredible change happens in your life when you decide to take control of what you do have power over, instead of craving control over what you don't. And that's where a lot of people get lost. They focus not on what they have in their hands, they focus instead on the things that they can't control. It irritates them, it frustrates them, it's like a splinter in their mind. They can't stop thinking about the things that they don't have control over. And they're blinded to the incredible wealth that is around them of things that they could enjoy right here, right now. That's why gratitude is such an empowering practice, to sit there and not think of the glorious things that may await you in your future, but rather to think about the things that you have here in this moment. Oxygen in your lungs, a simple breeze on your face, a window in your house, someone that you love, someone that loves you. Nothing that costs money, nothing that was the pot of gold at the end of a glorious rainbow. It's not even about becoming something extraordinary and waiting for the results of that. It's simply understanding that the one thing you can control are your actions today, the choices that you make, what you get to do, how you think about yourself, the beliefs you choose to bring into your life. Those things you control. And when you understand the power in acknowledging that control and taking control and using it, that's when your life is going to begin to change. But first, you have to divorce yourself from being obsessively interested only in an outcome. If instead you build your self-esteem, you build your pride on pursuit. You build your pride on allowing yourself to care about something so deeply that even though tomorrow is not guaranteed, that you're going to plant your apple tree today, that you're going to love that process because it is the thing that you can control. You can control how you show up. You can control how you play. You cannot control how other people react. You cannot control what they think about you, but you can control what you think about yourself.
Rule number 3, believe in yourself.
Everyone takes the limits of their own vision for the limits of the world. Arthur Schopenhauer. There is all around you right now the reflections of your world belief. They're so ever present that you don't even see them. All the assumption that you've made about the world, the things that are possible, what you're capable of, who you are, the very definition of what it means to be alive, all of it is completely invisible. And you're mistaking what you have for what could be. And once you break free of that, once you understand that right now you're a moment in time and that you have latent potential, and that latent potential can be expressed in the form of skills, that you can get good at things, that you can develop yourself in any direction, that brain plasticity alone is one of the greatest weapons that you're not using. But you have to move beyond what you can perceive today. You have to begin to look beyond that and see that which doesn't yet exist. And you have to remember that many of the things that are holding you down are rules that you don't even realize are rules. And as General Douglas MacArthur said, you're remembered for the rules you break. And right now,
what if you could write yourself a new income stream in your spare time? Big news, if you can write a
you're following rules that you don't even realize exist, and some of those rules are simply what is okay to dream. But I'm here to tell you, the power is in recognizing that you can do it. The power is in having the arrogance of belief. The power is in understanding that you, yes, you are going to be capable of something simply because you are willing to believe in yourself. And that's the thing, it's a willingness to believe in yourself. No one's going to give it to you. Even the people that love you, they're not going to give you that. They are incapable of giving it to you. People cannot see past their limitations, and they take them for truth. People actually believe the things that have stopped them will forever not only stop them, but they will stop other people. How can they hope to give you anything but limitation? So if you know that even the people that love you, what they're handing you is limitation with the best of intentions, with all the love in the world, how are you going to break out of that? How are you going to break past those rules? How are you going to fight the anxiety that inevitably comes your way when you think about going against the grain? But my friends, until you can do that, you can never get beyond the bullshit that limits you. If people said gravity is what it is, we never would have reached escape velocity. And yet, as a species, we have been able to hurl a
rocket into space, get it outside of gravity, take us to other planets. That is real only because somebody said, I refuse to be held down by the most obvious rule that we have, the one that everybody says is beyond reproach, and that is gravity. But even gravity will break under the weight of a superior will. So recognize, as Epictetus said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Can you be content to be thought foolish and stupid? Or do you allow yourself to be caged, to be hemmed in by what other people think? And look, I get it. I understand the sting of contempt. I understand how much it sucks when someone you respect doesn't respect you. But you cannot be anything more than their captive if you think about what they think about you. If you let yourself be defined by what other people perceive of as you, then you will forever be limited by what they give you permission to do. And I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, I said, when I'm an adult, I will never be told what to do again. I will never be held back by somebody else. I will define myself. I will figure out what I need to do, and I will do it. And at the end of the day, that is it. My goals drive my behavior. I am not held back by what other people think about me, no matter how intoxicating it is to be loved. You have to decide what you want more. Do you want to be you, or do you want to be someone else's reflection of you?
Rule number 4, look for the positive.
Everything around you is incredible if you're willing to look at it that way. Everything around you can be taken for granted if that's your perspective. But it really is about the frame that you choose to put around things. I mean, simply being alive is already insane. The odds are so stacked against you, not only just being a human, but being a human at this moment in time. This moment in time where breakthroughs in technology are happening at an unprecedented rate, where breakthroughs in medical science are happening at an unprecedented rate, where our ability to connect with people, to empathize with people all the way around the globe, all of the changes that have happened in technology and telecom and connectivity, health, everything. We're living in the most miraculous time ever. But you have to look at it that way. And as Joseph Campbell said, life is a wonderful, wonderful opera, except that it hurts. So the question is, do you see it as the beautiful opera? Or do you just pay attention to the pain? And at the end of the day, you're going to get what you focus on. They're both true. This is both the most amazing time that's ever happened, ever in recorded history. And yet real things that are terrifying are also happening. But where you put your energy, where you put your attention, where you put your focus is going to determine what you see. And that is the most fascinating and the most important thing you have to understand about the way that your mind works. You get what you focus on. If you focus on the things that are bad, they will become real. They will become exaggerated. They will begin to monopolize your thoughts. You'll see them everywhere. It's called the reticular activating system. Your mind is literally designed to pay attention to the things that you notice. Once you notice a certain car, you see it everywhere. Once you notice a certain dog, you see it everywhere. Once you hear a certain name for the first time, suddenly you realize that that name has been all around you this entire time. But now that you're focusing on it, now that you're looking for it, it is everywhere. So whatever you look for, it's going to be everywhere. If you look for the negative, it'll be there. But if you look for the positive, it will overwhelm you.
Try Les Mills Plus free for 30 days. The ultimate fitness app with the world's greatest fitness.
Also, to make sure you're actually taking action after watching this video, I've designed a special free worksheet just for this video. The worksheet will highlight all of the lessons learned in this video, as well as pull out our 3 favorite learnings and quotes that will inspire you to actually do something. The worksheet will also give you space to write down what your key takeaways are and your specific plan of action to make sure you're getting results. If you want the worksheet designed specifically for this video, absolutely for free, there's a link in the description below. Go click on it and start building the momentum in your life and your business. I'll see you there. Rule number 5, get started on your ideas.
Step number 1 to accomplishing whatever it is that you want to do is actually getting started. And I understand, I know the thing that holds you back. I know the thing that is absolutely paralyzing for people is you don't think that you have what it takes to go out and be good. And rather than face that difficult, brutal process of growing and getting better, and quite frankly, facing your inadequacies, it's easier just to sit back. But as John Wooden said, never let what you cannot do interfere with what you can. There is something right now that you're capable of. There is an innate skill inside of you that's your spark. It's that starting point. It's that thing that while you may not be the best in the world at it, it's a flame that you can fan. It's something that you can breathe life into and really begin to get good. But first you have to understand the very nature of progress. And that's as Stephen Covey said. You're not the product of your circumstances, but rather a product of your decisions. And it's those decisions that are going to allow you to build that skill set. So don't worry about where you started. Don't worry about what you already have. Remember, it's the decisions that you make. It's going down that road. It is the decision to get started. It's the decision to face possible failure. It's the decision to get up once you failed. And it's the decision of what to learn when you fail. Do you learn that you're not good enough? Do you learn that you never should have tried? Or do you learn a lesson from the failure and get up and brush yourself off and remember that at the end of the day, you're going to go as far as you're willing to fight for, and that's it. And if you're willing to fight to go all the way, then you will go that far. You will set a new bar. You will define for people what is possible. You become that beacon of hope. You become that thing that other people look to as the standard. But at the end of the day, it started with you getting started. It started with you showing up. It started with you pushing and trying. So get out there. Don't worry about what you have and what you are. Focus on who you want to become and the price you're willing to pay to get there.
Rule number 6, pursue what matters.
As Václav Havel said, work for something because it is good, not just because it stands a chance to succeed. And this is something that I think a lot of people misunderstand. They think that the goal of their life is to identify something that'll work, to identify something that has the odds stacked in its favor, rather than to think about what matters, what's important. Because if something is important, if it speaks to you, if it's going to give resonance to your life, then it's worth doing, even if it's something that is almost guaranteed to fail. When something matters enough, regardless of the odds, it's worth engaging with, because even in the pursuit, you can find meaning. And as humans, one of the things that we hunger for most is purpose and meaning, but you can't have that purpose and meaning without the thing that you're pursuing be something that you believe to be worthwhile. So don't worry about whether or not it succeeds. Ask only about whether or not it's going to light you on fire. Ask only if in those dark moments that it will give you that sense of mattering to this world, that even in the failure, do you learn something about yourself? Do you see the truth that you matter, and that even as a single person, even as one individual, you can echo through this world? But that will never happen by pursuing something small. That will never happen by pursuing something simply because it can win. It will only happen by pursuing something that matters. And in that, if you pursue something that matters and you're able to get to the point where you can see it across the finish line, or at least advance it and make it a step closer to becoming real, in that we realize how societies really are transformed. In that, and trying the big, the impossible, dreaming that thing that nobody else is even willing to talk about. In dreaming that, it is the crazy ones who are able to change the world, because the crazy ones allowed themselves to believe. They allowed themselves to believe that against all the odds, a world that does not yet exist could actually exist. And as Ralph Marsden said, welcome those big, sticky, complicated problems. In them are your most powerful opportunities. And that's it, the big problems, the ones that matter, the things that will give you purpose and meaning in your life, they're going to be hard. But if you can look at the hard things and show up and push every day and keep striving, and when you fall down, pick yourself back up and focus only on one thing, not whether or not you're going to win, but whether or not it mattered that you played.
Your product looks great on the shelf.
Played. If you do that, every sacrifice in your life will be worth it. And if not, nothing you gain will have mattered.
Rule number 7, know your why.
This is why Jocko Willink says discipline is freedom. When you know, I don't go outside of these lines. I don't break these rules. These rules are hard and fast. They are bright lines. Now, there's no, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. It's like me and getting out of bed in 10 minutes or less. I never want to. Every single day, literally every day of my life, my brain is kicking up excuses. Why today I shouldn't have to get out of bed in 10 minutes or less. Even I am startled that after I've been doing this now for more than 20 years, even 20 years in, I still have to fight every day. But I have bright lines, so there's no excuse. So literally when I think, oh, well, today you don't have to for XYZ reasons, my conscious mind, I've repeated it so many times, is this is a bright line. There are no excuses. There is no reason. There is no if, ands, or buts. You get out of bed in 10 minutes or less, full stop, period, end of story. And so therefore I get out of bed. But you have to know what you're striving for. You have to know why you're doing all of this, why you're putting in all these rules. And it has to be something you're actually interested in, you're actually excited about. Otherwise, why? Why are you limiting your life like this? Why are you narrowing things down? Okay, why not go get the dopamine hit from the fridge? You have to have a reason, right? You've got to know why you eat a certain way or don't eat a certain way. You've got to know why you're working this hard. You've got to know why you push through the difficult things. Okay, Nietzsche's quote, the person with the right why can survive almost any how. Okay, but you have to know what your why is. You've got to know why you're pushing through all this stuff. But once you have that, you'll be able to slap some rules on this and get to the other side.
Rule number 8, attempt the impossible.
As Thomas Edison said, our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is to always try one more time. I know there are going to be a million times in your life where you want to give up, where you absolutely ache with the desire to quit, where nothing sits inside of your gut other than the certainty that you are going to fail, that you are not good enough to push forward. But that is to fundamentally misunderstand the nature of a failure. The nature of a failure is not to tell you who you are. The nature of a failure is to tell you a way that didn't work. It's to inform, it's to educate you, it's to test you. It's to be a gut check to find out if you believe in yourself enough to push forward even when the world seems to be telling you not to. And as Brian Tracy said, attempt the impossible in order to improve your work. Think about that for a second. Attempt the impossible just to get better, to try the things that you know are going to fail, things that the world is going to tell you simply cannot be. But even if it violates the laws of physics, if there's something in that attempt that you're going to learn, you owe it to yourself. You have a moral obligation to try. Because all of the people that will lie in your wake are the people that didn't try simply because they didn't believe that they could do it. You have to be willing to look at the world. You have to be willing to see things that you yourself think are impossible and try, because in that you will stretch yourself. You have to be willing to look inward at the state of your current skill set and say, I'm going to play outside of that. I'm not going to play where it's safe. I'm going to play where it hurts. I'm going to play where I feel clumsy. I'm going to play only in the areas that make me feel stupid, because in that I know that the way that the brain responds is through adaptation, but I have to stress myself. You can't ever lose sight of that. The only way that the human animal adapts is through stress. You have to be willing to break things in order to build something new. So if you want to push the boundaries, if you want to see just how far you can go, if you want to succeed at the highest level, if you want to play on a global scale, you have got to be willing to try the impossible, because right now, the things that you need to do are impossible for you, but they won't remain that way forever. And as Aristotle said, pleasure in the job puts perfection in the work. This doesn't have to be a tale of always being terrified. Everybody, myself included, screaming at you, telling you that you need to go do something great. The part they're leaving out is why the f should you care? You should care because it's the greatest joy. You should only listen to this if it's leading you down a path that makes you feel more alive, and that's the point. The point is to get in touch with something that makes you feel great, but not to let yourself starve or be stopped by a fear that you'll fail, by a fear that it can't be done. have fun. Have the guts to enjoy yourself. Have the guts to go out and attempt something audacious and terrifying, knowing that all along, if you're doing it right, you're gonna have a good time. So all of this, going balls out, trying to prove something to yourself, trying to do something amazing, never lose sight that it's to build a better life. Never lose sight of the fact that you're doing it to create the person that you want to be. Never lose sight of the fact that it should be fun.
Hello, everyone. This is Kevin L. Jackson, host of Digital Transformers.
Rule number 9, always be learning.
The most powerful weapon that you're going to have at your disposal isn't a gun, it isn't a sword, it isn't a bomb. The most powerful weapon you will ever have at your disposal, if you really want to make change, is knowledge. It doesn't mean going to school. It can be books, it can be a mentor, it can be somebody else's failure, it can be your own failure. But whatever it is, to always be learning, to be learning something today, knowing that that's an investment. And as Robert Louis Stevenson said, don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but rather by the seeds you plant. And that's what knowledge is. That's what the learning process is you're learning something today that you may not even understand how it's going to be valuable. But one day, that piece of knowledge is going to come to your aid. One day, that thing that you learned is going to be something that you're going to lean on. One day, that thing that you've worked your ass off to understand better than anybody else in the world, it's going to help you change the world. But you have to be doing it now. You have to be learning with an obsession. You have to understand that ideas in equal ideas out, and that you have to chase that knowledge down, that it is a relentless pursuit, and that like you would build an armada, like you would create a stockpile of weapons, you must create a stockpile of knowledge. You must learn and learn and learn, and you must hold yourself accountable every day to planting those seeds, to getting better, to learning more, to understanding things more broadly. When you do that, there will be nothing that won't be unlocked to you. That's what I want you guys to understand. It doesn't matter where you are now. It doesn't matter where you started, your circumstances, the money, the people that you know. None of it matters. What matters is how much you're willing to learn. How good are you willing to get? How much knowledge are you willing to soak in? Because that will become your weapon. That will be how you rise up, and that will be the thing that will protect you when you need it most.
And rule number 10, the last one before some very special bonus clips, is be unique.
As Zen Shi says, a flower does not think about competing with the flower next to it. It just blooms. And that's really your job, is to see the outside world, to see the flower next to you, to understand the amazing things that are happening all around you, all of the incredible people and the essence of what they have, and what it is that they've done to bring inside yourself, and find out what does that look like when it's me. Not what do I look like when I'm them. And once you understand the difference between that, then you can really begin to be something unique. You can become that thing that you were meant to be, that thing that makes you feel alive and whole. And that's it. That's the secret. You're just trying to be something, not that's just inspiring to other people, but that you actually want to wake up every day and be. And that's the thing about it. There's no escaping you. Whatever you become, a lie, the truth, somebody else, yourself, whatever it is, you're going to spend every day of your life there.
Does a negative mindset have more effects on mental health and the brain? And does it get easier to control your emotions if you try long enough? So first of all, yes, a negative mindset is going to have an overall impact on your mental health. So anxiety is the easiest one to talk about because I've experienced it, but I think depression is also going to be hugely affected by what you allow yourself to repeat. So one core mechanism of the brain is to understand that while we are a very active species that's meant to go out and explore and master our environment, there's a secondary evolutionary force pushing on us, which is that we also want to conserve calories to make sure that we survive a famine. So we have this dual competing thing of wanting to go out and do cool, hence the big dreams, and wanting to sit on the couch and eat a bag of potato chips. Hence why we procrastinate, why we feel lazy. And the way that the brain as a physiological organ has dealt with this dual impulse challenge over evolutionary timeframes is that it's a process called myelination. And what that does is it's wrapping fatty tissue around neurons that fire together at the same time frequently. So this is why they say neurons that fire together wire together. They are literally getting optimized for the efficient transmission of these signals across those synaptic gaps. And the reason that they do this is that it becomes easier from a caloric perspective to do those things. So now you've made whatever you repeat, whether it's something empowering or disempowering, whether it's something that makes you anxious or feel like you can do anything, it's going to make thinking those thoughts and feeling those feelings easier from a caloric perspective. It also begins to move it into what's called the default mode network. So the default mode network is responsible for anything that we'll call automatic thinking. If you've done something a bazillion times, you don't think about brushing your teeth, you just brush your teeth. You don't think about driving to work oftentimes. Certainly before the pandemic, you just drive to work. And there were times where you would show up at work and be like, whoa, I almost don't remember the journey getting here. And the reason is that what ends up happening is your cognition can be put onto basically something else. So you're thinking through, daydreaming, whatever. And the thing that you do in a repetitive way is just happening automatically, super efficiently. And it's a thing that happens to the brain where you can scan somebody and go, up, they're in the default mode network right now. And if worry, anxiety, panic, fear, stress, if that's what you're doing all the time, then that's what's going to be moved over, made calorically easier to do, moved into the default mode network so that by default, that's where you go. And this is where most people spend the majority of their lives, is living in that default mode network of these emotions that they've created, these very well-worn paths to looping around over and over, to feeling those feelings over and over. And so you can understand, since the body responds to the mental states that you're constantly in, that each of those mental states is characterized by hormonal and neurochemical states, and the body will have different long-term consequences based on what you're feeling. So for instance, if you are constantly stressed or constantly anxious, your cortisol levels are extraordinarily high. Cortisol levels begin to damage the
Hey, what's up? My friend Calicanai here, and welcome to
the elasticity of your blood vessels is one of the vectors of attack on your body. And so you don't want to stay in these chronically elevated levels because it deteriorates the integrity of the lining of your blood vessels. And this is the kind of thing that leads to stroke or coronary heart disease. So being incredibly thoughtful, not to loop on those things, which doesn't mean that there aren't bad things going on in your life, but it does mean that when you allow yourself to loop, that there is this hormonal and chemical cascade as a response to that your body will have negative consequences to, or positive consequences if you're in a loving, calm state a lot. And that's the thing that becomes the default mode network. That becomes the easiest thing for you to think. And you're in this really calm and creative state a lot of times, then you're going to prolong your life.
There's a part in Fight Club.
Morning, guys. One of the things that I laugh about now when I look back on my path and my journey to personal growth and development is some of the things I was trying to do with the people that I love most, especially my wife, my kids. So when I first read Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, and then I read all the other books that helped me realize the power within our minds and how I could use this to help other people, I was excited. And first thing, naturally, we want to help the people around us. But I realize now that there is no way you're going to help anybody unless they want to be helped. So, but it was funny when I look back, because I would be sending links, videos, I would be reading, sharing, talking about everything I was reading. And when I look back, the people around me, they didn't care. They didn't think anything of it. For me, it was like I'd cracked the code and realized, wow, we're so powerful. And I want to help share this with everybody, people I love most. But it's not going to happen unless people are open-minded and ready for it. It's not going to happen. And now I can laugh at it.
Ya yo sé que es el flow con el rudo dembow, combinado con el bajo, eso te mueve a ti. Cuando te empieza a quebrar, por ese piso a temblar, tú lo sabes muy bien, eso te mueve a ti. Como lo sabes, así nadie te gana a ti. Cuando te empiezas a mover, nadie te para a ti. Todas las chicas quisieran bailar así. Cuando suena el dembow, tú mandas por aquí. Si lo bailas, dígalo por ti. Si te sacan a bailar, tú le dices sí. Como lo mueves, doblemente. De la cabeza a los pies, tú eres feliz. Si bailan así con el mismo sentir, con tanta candela, no puedes subir la boqueta, o no puedo dormir, porque lo hacemos así. Todo el mundo diga, todo el mundo danza con el dembow. Todo el mundo diga, todo el mundo diga, todo el mundo danza con el dembow. Todo el mundo diga, todo el mundo
Konnichiwa. 祭りだつまりな踊りなのみな軽いサビだここは宴がわびさび感じて雅な時間をたしなみな旗の色とか気にしない隔てるかは君次第打ち上げてみな喜びの花火ブラタタブラタタブラタタタタタ刀は捨てたが心は武士生き金光る楽器弾く勇気世界中揺らす音楽が俺らにとっての武器
Bye.